This is literally one of the things that I get asked to help with the most often. Like, it is such a frequently asked question because you are building something that you have no idea how to build and you don't necessarily have all the building blocks to do so. Hello lovely couples and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lauren, wedding planner and owner of Bluebird Creative. I provide a weekly dose of wedding planning goodness for the modern couple. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Congratulations on your engagement if you are new here. You are about to embark on an exciting journey ahead of you, and hopefully all of my content will help make it a much more stressless journey and much more enjoyable and much more fun. So let's dive into this week's topic. We are talking about how to build your wedding day timeline. Let's just jump in. Before we jump in, I want to do a subscriber shout out, and I'm super excited to be starting this at the beginning of every video. So if you have been watching my videos and they have helped with your wedding planning journey, if you have worked with me personally, or if you've bought any of my digital products, then I would absolutely love to hear from you. So hit me up in my email below and send me a little testimonial of how we have helped you with your wedding planning. But for this first week, I'm super excited. I got an email from Laura and Nathan, and Laura said that we found your videos super helpful and the best bit has been putting together their own design brief. She says that it has made their whole planning experience so much easier when they can actually see the whole vision in front of them and in one place. So I'm so happy, Nathan and Laura, that my videos and my tutorials have helped you with your wedding planning, and I cannot wait to hear about all these brides that are watching the videos and hear about your weddings at the end of all of this exciting journey. So thank you for reaching out and emailing me. As I said, guys, if you want to be featured at the beginning of a video, then make sure you hit me an email below. Let us know how we've helped you. So this week, how to build your wedding planning timeline, or your day of schedule. It's worded differently, it means the same thing, but essentially, how is your wedding day going to run? Now, you might be looking at a sheet of paper and thinking, I literally don't know where to start. Well, first of all, let me tell you where to start. You are going to start at your ceremony. That is the one thing you can't change, the timing of your ceremony. You've booked it, you've got it. That's where we're going to start. Now, one thing I want to remind you of whilst we're doing this video is that there are so many variables. So many variables, guys. So this is rough timings only. Please bear that in mind. This will give you a guide because everybody's wedding day is different. Everybody's venue opens at a different time. Everybody chooses a different time to get married. Some of you will get married at a church and then move to a reception venue. Some of you will have everything in one place. Some of you will want to get married in the evening. Some of you will want to do different things. I mean, there are so many variables, so this gives you rough timings. And as always, if you are feeling super stuck and your wedding has different elements and you don't quite know how to build it together, then let's book in a one-to-one consultancy and let's build your wedding planning timeline or your wedding day schedule together. I will sit down with you and I will take you right the way from the start of the wedding day with all the suppliers and run it all the way through to the end of the day and help you create it. Let's dig into how you can build your own wedding planning schedule. So we're going to start with the ceremony time. Now let's go for 2 p.m. It's kind of the time that I always recommend. It's a good time to have your ceremony. Doesn't mean it's the right time for you. It's just what we're going to roll with for this video. So we're going to go with 2 p.m. Now you need to have that point in place, and then what you're going to do is you're going to move forwards through the day and backwards through the day. So we have that center point. I'm going to take you through now from the ceremony through the actual wedding day, because before that is all the prep. So let's go through the actual day itself. So say we're having a 2 p.m. wedding ceremony. And again, there's variables for this. You may be getting married at a church at 2 p.m, in which case you need to bear in mind that a church ceremony is likely to be an hour, whereas if you're getting married at your reception venue, it is probably likely to be 30 minutes. You've also got to bear in mind transportation from the church to the venue. If you're getting married at your reception venue, there is no transportation. You're already there. So again, that plays a different factor. And if you're getting married in a church, get married a bit earlier. That's what I say. So we're going to go with a 2 p.m. at the civil ceremony location. So we're going 2 to 2:30 p.m. We're then going to start the drinks reception. Let's say it takes 15 minutes for your guests to make their way from the ceremony location out into the gardens to grab their drinks and stuff. So we'll start the timings from say 2:45 p.m. Now, if you've watched many of my videos before, you'll know that I say 1.5 hours is the golden number for your drinks reception. Going up to 2 hours is absolutely fine. Anything longer than that, I mean, I wouldn't do it. And I've done a whole video on drinks reception. In fact, I'll link it here for you, but just trust me on this one, okay? Just trust me. So let's say we've gone with 2:45, which takes us through to 4:15 or 4:45, at which point you're going to start asking your guests to make their way through for the wedding breakfast. Let's say that that's going to take a roughly up to half an hour, because it takes a while for people to actually get themselves in gear and get inside. In that half an hour, you could also allow that to include the introduction of a new couple. So allow that half an hour to include that. So say we've said 4:45, which means by 5:15, everybody should be sitting down, and you're either going to start your speeches or you're going to start your meal at 5:15. Again, variables, depends what you decide. You may want to have all the speeches before, you may want to have all the speeches afterwards. You may decide you want to have the father of the bride's speech beforehand. I did that. And then all the rest of the speeches afterwards. It's up to you. So, variables. But again, this is a rough guide. This will give you an idea of how to work those timings out. And this is the easiest part of the day. So, allow up to 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours for your wedding breakfast. Again, it does depend on the amount of guests that you have eating. Rough timings. So, let's say 7:15, we finish the wedding breakfast, or it could be 6:45 if you went for an hour and a half drinks reception. And then you're going to go into your speeches, which I would say should take no longer than half an hour. If you think they're going to take longer, maybe have a word with the people speaking beforehand. Half an hour is plenty of time. So 7:15 to 7:45, you're going to have speeches, or I would actually go for the 6:45 to 7:15, and that's having the hour and a half's golden number drinks reception. So by 7:15, speeches are finished, and you're going to ask your guests to make their way through to whatever the next part of your wedding takes you. So it's usually going to be go and grab a drink at the bar, or it's going to be go and make your way over to the dance floor, ready for the cake cutting and straight into the first dance. If you decide to do that, for example, you're gonna want them to all be there by 7:30. That's 15 minutes to get their bums off seats and make their way through. You'll do the cake cutting and you'll go into the first dance at roughly 7:30 to 7:40, or between 7:30 and 7:45, and that is the night kicking off to an awesome start. If you decide to do a drink at the bar beforehand, allow that in, okay? It's common sense. Just allow a little bit of time for all those parts of the day. And then obviously it is the evening reception, at which point there aren't many timings except for evening food. If you've got guests coming the evening, make sure it's not too late. If it is just the day guests, you can get away with a 9 o'clock, for example, for your evening food. And then it's adding in the end of the day timing. And that basically is when the venue kicks you out. So those are the simple timings of the actual wedding itself. So that's part one. That's the easier part. But obviously there are bits in that day that you may think, but we wanted to do this and we want a cocktail hour at some point. And actually we could only get 12:30 or 1 o'clock for our wedding, in which case we've got a bit of time and our evening guests aren't arriving till 7, in which case you might want to add a cocktail hour in after your wedding breakfast or something like that. But again, guys, if you're getting stressed about this and it's just feeling overwhelming, then just reach out. I would love to help you build that schedule so that it actually works properly for you, so you can just feel stress-free on the day. You can send the schedule out to all your suppliers, everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet. Happy days. So the second part of working out your schedule is to work back, and that is for the preparation part of the day. Hey guys, this is Editing Lauren. Please excuse the slightly scratchy throat. I am a little under the weather, but I just wanted to come on. I'm actually going to split this video into 2 videos so that it's not too overwhelming for you. So we've just finished the section from 2 p.m. through to the end of the day, and then next week we will pick up from the beginning of the day, but we'll be working back from 2 p.m. through to the beginning of the day. So you've got a 2-part video here, loads of information for you, but I just didn't want to bung it all into one video and overwhelm you. So it gives you time in between to now start building that timetable for you and that timeline. Back to normal Lauren, not editing Lauren. I hope you found this video helpful, guys. I cannot wait to come back to you next week with some more wedding planning goodness. Until then, have a fantastic week, and don't forget to email me if you want to be featured on the next YouTube video. Have a great week, guys. I'll speak to you soon.